Alright, so nakita ko to sa YouTube, bigla lang nag-appear sa FYP ko to at natanaw ko yung thumbnail, ang sabi sa thumbnail, why K-pop hates SB19. So biglang naano yung mata ko kasi SB19 eh. Tapos may word na hate. Alam mo naman, idol ko yan. Syempre, apakalupit. Tapos biglang hate, tapos SB19. Those two words don't come together, man. Bakit nila hate ang SB19? Why K-pop hates SB19? So yung title niya, why do some K-pop fans criticize SB19? Some. So iilan lang din yun, no? I mean, it's normal na may magkikriticize sa'yo kasi not everybody's gonna like your shit. But yung thumbnail talaga yung tumawag ng atensyon ko na why K-pop hates SB19. So today we're gonna check out this video from the name of the channel is BTS and SB19. Tapos biglang ganito yung mga thumbnail niya. Bakit ka gagawa ng channel, bro, na ang pangalan BTS and SB19? Tapos parang hate yung ano mo ha. Ngayon ko lang na-realize yung video mo ha. Ba't parang ganun? Ba't parang fusion ng BTS plus SB19 yung channel mo? Tapos ganito, why K-pop hates SB19? So tingnan muna natin baka yung loob niya is positive. So let's see.
In today's global
Pangalan ng channel, ano pangalan? BTS x SB19. So parang BTS and SB19, right? So dapat positive. Tapos yung title, why do some K-pop fans criticize SB19? Exploring the tension between K-pop and P-pop success. Okay. Tingnan natin kung ano yung chismis to.
In today's global music battlefield, success doesn't just bring applause, it brings resistance. As SB19 rises beyond borders, breaking records and building a fiercely loyal fan base, a wave of criticism from some corners of the K-pop community has followed. But why? Is it cultural protection?
K-pop community. Actually, ano 'di ba yung fan base ng BTS Army? Wala naman ako nakikitang negative na sinasabi ng ano or parang may ng bash na ano ng fans ng BTS. Kahit kahit known sila na mahilig medyo mga high blood na mga not all of them but some of them are alam mo gigil na gigil sa ganito, but wala akong nakikitang army na nag-wild na ayaw nilang SB19. Wala pang wala pang napunta sa social media ko na ganun. Pero yung mga brooms madami. Yun local naman yun. Okay, tingnan natin.
Industry competition or fear of a shifting power dynamic in Asian pop? Today, we're diving deep into the real reasons behind the tension and what it means for the future of global music. Like, share, and subscribe for more high-level deep info into global pop culture. SB19's performances from a local training project to a global sensation is nothing short of remarkable. Formed under the guidance of Show BT Philippines, the group underwent a rigorous Korean-style trainee.
Mali pa yung pangalan mo ng Show BT Philippines. Sino ka ba? Ano ba to? AI ba to? Yung channel na to?
Of Show BT
Show BT Philippine. Ano yan?
Philippines, the group underwent a rigorous Korean-style trainee program, including grueling vocal, dance, and performance routines that demanded discipline, resilience, and unwavering focus. For years, their progress was slow, and recognition was limited to the Philippine audience.
Okay.
Yet, their dedication paid off when Go Up went viral, becoming a symbol of perseverance and catching international attention.
Anong silbi nito? We know this shit. Ano to? Parang looking back sa nakaraan, yun ba yun? Hindi ko magas kasi yung title mo. Ba't ayaw nilang SB19? So baka na-explain niya lang, no, malay mo. Pero kasi parang autobiography yung dating eh. Ano ba?
Tension.
Get to the point.
SB19's meticulous preparation made them stand out among regional
Yeah,
peers.
I know that
They didn't
shit.
just perform, they delivered
Wait nga, gawin natin. Wait nga, 1.5.
a stage presence, synchronization, and visual storytelling that
Yan, ang bilis naman. 1.2.
rivaled established K-pop acts. Their hard work culminated in a historic milestone. they became the first Southeast Asian act to be nominated at major international award platforms, signaling that talent from outside Korea could compete.
Ira! Ganda ni Ira, no? What the heck? Kailan kaya, siguro sa homecoming nandun si Ira. Baka mauna pa ako magpa-picture sa... Stel, tabi ka muna. Bias ko. Doon kay Ira.
On the world stage. Billboard chart appearances and global tours further cemented their reputation as serious contenders. What makes SB19's rise so impressive is its strategic, structured approach. Unlike overnight sensations, their success is rooted in preparation, skill, and a keen understanding of the global pop music landscape. The world took notice, and those who underestimated Southeast Asian pop were forced to reconsider. SB19 didn't just arrive, they announced themselves. The K-pop system isn't merely a music industry model, it's a finely tuned cultural machine that has been engineered over decades. Powerhouse companies such as SM Entertainment and YG Entertainment have perfected every element of the trainee system, from intensive dance and vocal training to media handling and fan engagement strategies. Every stage performance is a product of countless hours of rehearsal, strategic branding, and attention to visual aesthetics. K-pop's influence extends beyond music. The South Korean government has long supported cultural exports as a form of soft power.
Yeah, man. That's the difference between K-pop and P-pop, because K-pop is hugely supported by their government. Kaya isa sa mga reasons why yung nila is to promote their culture, their country, right? And the P-pop is doing its thing for the Philippines, but this government is so shitty that flood control pa nga lang eh. Ha? Di nga magawa ng P-pop pa, asa boy.
Turning pop idols into global ambassadors. Fans worldwide now associate K-pop with a specific standard, perfection in choreography, visuals, and presentation. This creates a sense of ownership and pride among followers, who often view any artist adopting similar methods as a challenge to that identity.
Yeah, so I get the point na parang yung blueprint ng K-pop is the aesthetic, yung choreo, yung looks, right? Yun yung parang sinasabi dito. Tapos mahirap nang gumawa ng ganun kasi nga sila yung parang blueprint noon. So pag ginawa mo yon, parang ang lalabas, ginaya sa K-pop. Ganun na yung dating niya. But honestly, I've watched last Akon because SB19 was there. They performed there during the Akon 2025. I've tried to watch K-pop groups, and I'm sorry to say this, but I didn't see any aside from not seeing the actual voices or not hearing it. Kasi I don't know, man, di ko narinig yung boses na gusto kong marinig kasi sobrang pinipatronize yung K-pop na ganito ganyan. So I thought, kasi hindi naman ako nakikinig, sabi ko, let's listen to some of them kung maririnig natin yung vocals nila or something. Okay, so wala akong masyadong narinig sa vocals. I'm not saying that they're all of them are bad singers, but I haven't heard anything, right? Usually lip sync. So paano ko makikritik yun? Maybe their companies or their managers don't allow them to sing live. Pwedeng ganon, hindi nila kasalanan yun. Ngayon, in the choreography side, I was trying to find any interesting choreography dun sa Akon. At wala akong nakitang alam mo yung mapapaganon ka. So kung may mga K-pop fans diyan na na makakapanood nito, hindi ko binabash, no, pero I can only say what say something about what I've seen, right? Nakita ko siya, yun lang yung mabibigyan ko ng opinion kagaya ng sa Akon, because I've watched several videos from K-pop groups, and it's not enough. Alam mo, parang hindi ako napawaw doon, honestly speaking. So baka merong mga fans dyan, and comment kayo kung ano yung, kasi I'm trying to find something in a live performance na parang malupit na choreo, kahit choreo na lang, yun yung gusto kong makita kasi wala pa akong nakikitang ganun no. So okay, let's go.
Protective instinct is intensified when non-Korean acts, like SB19, achieve comparable levels of polish. The K-pop community's criticism is not always rooted in malice. It often stems from a deeply ingrained sense of loyalty to a system meticulously built over decades. When an
Okay.
emerging act mirrors these methods, it can feel like an encroachment, sparking passionate defense. For fans, K-pop is more than music. It is a carefully crafted global identity, and preserving it feels personal. The conversation around SB19 often pivots on a sensitive question. Are they innovators or imitators? Critics argue that the group's training, choreography, and visual
Nobody in this world are innovators because everything here is not original. There's only one original creator and that is God Himself. Lahat tayo dito ay gumagawa lang sarili nating version ng mga creation niya. So nothing's original in this world. Especially when I mean pwedeng you can be influenced by these people. Alam mo yun, it may sound defensive on my part but lahat naman tayo naiimpluwensyahan muna ng mga napapanood natin. And that's what you call ano tawag doon? Um Osmosis, you know? Na 'di ba? Matalino tayo dito, boy. Hindi na tama yun. Osmosis. It is a process where when you listen or when you watch someone or you look up into someone or something na unconsciously na-adapt mo yung mga certain stuff na ginagawa nila. For example, when you're a rapper and you listen to Glock 9 or Francis M or Tupac or Eminem, unconsciously mamimimic mo yung you tend to mimic how they work or how they rap. And that's it. And yeah, maybe that's the case. But after all these years, SB19 has been really original with their stuff. They did their version as well as time goes by. Hindi pala original. They did their own after these years, right? Okay. Medyo ano ako dun Defensive yan, pero legit na yung sinasabi ko, di ba? Yung K-pop obviously are also influenced. So hindi na nila pwedeng i-claim na kanila lang yun. Okay.
presentation mirror the Korean idol system so closely that they've earned labels like copycats. Their precise dance routines, synchronized formations, and stage styling undeniably reflect
Copycats na tawag sa SB19, that's very old school. Nobody calls them that now. Especially when they know that it's SB19, hindi na nila matatawag na copycat. Because we have our own now. We have P-pop, right? That's our own. So, dati pa yan. Tapos na yung narrative na yan, okay?
methods perfected in K-pop, leading some fans to question authenticity. However, this view overlooks a critical truth about global pop music. Influence is the lifeblood of evolution. SB19's adoption of the Korean idol methodology is less about mimicry and more about learning from a proven system while blending Filipino identity and language into their performances. Global pop has always thrived on cultural exchange. Western pop influenced K-pop, which in turn inspires people.
Western pop, yun yung ano naman, na-influence naman ng Western pop yung K-pop. Pwede bang sabihin namin gaya-gaya sila? Hindi, di ba? Kaya nga, wala akong nakikita ng mga hate galing sa K-pop kasi I know that they respect SB19 kasi alam naman nila yung struggle ng mga taong yan, yung mga nasa pop-pop na group na yan. Mahirap. I know K-pop fans are not that dumb to just bust out of nowhere, especially when they know how hard it is for these groups to do this kind of stuff, yung mga gusto nilang gawin sa passion nila, which is dancing and performing. All I receive from K-pop fans actually are praises, pinipraise sila ng SB19. And it's all love, man. Ako naman din, I'm trying to watch this kind of groups kahit na ayaw ko. Hindi ko naman talaga hilig yung K-pop, but I'm trying to give some efforts na makita ko yung kung anong trip nila. Walang basagan ng trip kung trip nila yon, pero meron kasi minsan out of the line na may mga mangilan-ngilan na kupal na bobo naman yan, mas magaling dito. Wala ganun. Meaning kinaaway mo ng SB9, so I have to protect my own, right? Diba, ganun talaga yun. Meron kasi mga ganun kaya minsan natatrash talk ko yung ito nga tanga itong idol mo ginaganon ko din wala It is what it is, right? wala lang ganunan. Okay lang tayo kung trip niyo yung K-pop na aesthetic, pogi, kahit lip sync, it's fine, right? It's your shit. Pero wag mo sabihin na, tanga yung SB19, magaling tong amin. Wag ganun. Mag-aaway tayo pagka ganun. Kasi nga, idol ko nga SB19 and honestly, deep in my heart, I know that they're the best among the best when it comes to performing live. Yun yung pinangahawakan talaga namin, usually all of us. Kaya pag sinabi mong, hindi, mahina lang ito, malakas, tapos biglang narinig kong lip sync. O, di ba? Tapos masasabi kami ngayon ng rebat na medyo masakit, magagalit kayo. Yung mga ilan-ilan lang usually wala, ilan-ilan, mga tanga lang yun. Pero yung mostly of halos lahat ng K-pop fans, men, mababait naman eh. Talagang, lalo na yung mga bata dati ng mga army, adults na ngayon eh. Kaya kung medyo toxic sila dati, bata-bata pa yun, men. No? Alam mo naman nung medyo teenager pa tayo, medyo we have strong opinions, right? Ngayon na medyo may critical thinking na talaga lahat. Kaya these people understand this shit, man. Malawak na ang pangunawaan ng lahat. Kaya wala ngang away sa K-pop at SB19 eh. Anong merong away? Yung sa SB19 at sa mga local groups dito sa Pilipinas. Dito nagkakagulo.
K-pop. Iconic movements, stylistic elements, and performance standards constantly migrate across borders, giving rise to fresh interpretations. Supporters argue that SB19's success is not in copying, but in elevating. They take inspiration and create something uniquely Filipino, rooted in their cultural pride and storytelling. What critics see as imitation is actually evolution, a demonstration that excellence is universal and that creativity flourishes when boundaries are crossed. Cultural exchange drives innovation. No genre exists in isolation. Another layer of the debate emerges from fandom culture. Fans of legendary groups like BTS and Blackpink have invested years of emotional energy, not just in music, but in defending these acts on a global stage. They remember every struggle, every stereotype challenged, every award won against the odds. For these fans, K-pop is a hard-won legacy, and new acts achieving international recognition can trigger defensive reactions. Some criticism of SB19 isn't rooted in dislike. It's about loyalty and protection. Fans fear that groups rising in markets outside Korea might ride the wave of a movement K-pop pioneered, without enduring the same trials.
Yeah, right. But SB19 did it was not given to them. They did all they can for their dreams also. They struggled hard. They came from nothing, right? Can we can all say that they deserve it. Because they do. It's hard, man. Kung ano man dinanas ng K-pop na ganun din kahirap yung SB19. So, hindi nila pwedeng basta sabihin na porket pinoprotektahan lang nila yung idols nila. I understand their part. But, records are made to be broken, right? It's not every day you're the best. Ganun talaga ang buhay. Someone will come and be the best today. Ganun talaga yung buhay, man. And ang importante, hindi niya bastusin yung nakaraan, which is kagaya nga niyan, sila yung nagpalakas ng group. Hindi naman pwede sabihin na, eto mga walang silbi to sila. Di naman talaga sila yung nag-umpisa niyan yun. Mali din yun sa part ng mga nandito na ngayon sa present. You should respect their struggle, man. In K-pop, alam mo yun? They did their part, right? Mutual respect lang naman yung kailangan sa mga ganitong bagay.
Their defensive energy isn't personal against SB19, but rather against the perception of encroachment on a cultural and artistic identity they helped solidify. Despite this,
yeah, I think this is a long video and I get the tignan natin dito, forward natin.
While appealing to a global audience, this bilingual approach allows the spotlight on K-pop is only getting brighter, signaling a breakthrough rather than a crisis. Beyond cultural debates and artistic comparisons, there is a more pragmatic factor driving tensions: market power. Southeast Asia, home to millions of young, digitally savvy fans, represents one of the fastest-growing consumer bases for global pop music. Filipino fandom, in particular, is highly organized and engaged online.
It's highly organized and engaged online. No, they're 18. They're not just Filipino fans. Yeah, you cannot call yourself a Filipino fan Because every Filipino fan is an 18 already. Even if you're outside the world, you're an 18. Hindi lang basta Filipino man. We're 18.
Streaming music in massive numbers, participating in fan votes, and amplifying trends across platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter X. This
Yeah, I know this shit, man. Ano pa?
playful rivalry, but the engagement metrics transform them into intense discussion threads. Reaction channels and fan commentary further escalate the situation. Videos analyzing performances, drawing contrasts with K-pop standards, and debating authenticity.
Damn, I'm I'm one of those reactors that sadly did a comparison between K-pop and P-pop, and I was just trying to, to learn more about K-pop, because some of their fans are saying na no, mas magaling to. Eh hindi mas alam mo 'yon, mas magaling daw mag-perform. Eh di I have to compare. I have to watch both side. I watch their idols, I watch SB19 in the same event, and I compare, right? Kasi those are facts, 'di ba? Hindi pwedeng paninira 'yon kasi nga magkatabi nga eh. And when they say that their idols are better performers than SB19, and when I see the performance, it's like meh, is not a fact, right? Mali yung narrative na 'yon. Kaya I have to say it as it is, 'di ba? Hindi pwedeng magsinungaling ako. At kung magaling naman din talaga sila, then it's good. I'll be happy for them. Ganun lang naman 'yan eh. Kasi minsan kasi meron talagang ibang ano na, hindi, mga tanga yan, bobo yung SB19. Ginaganon kasi nila, kaya nati-trigger ako eh. So I have to protect the boys now, right? Because I know their capabilities, and they're the best right now. I'm sorry to say that, bruh. But it is what it is. Alright?
Into fierce loyalty, protective commentary.
Yun, protective
This
commentary, di ba?
result, what begins as a musical discussion quickly becomes symbolic. SB19 isn't just performing songs. They are challenging ideas of ownership, representation, and cultural identity.
Damn. Ownership is a big word. I say SB19 is owned by SB19. So, man, that's a flex right there.
Music becomes a stage for negotiation over pride, heritage, and respect. When culture is involved, criticism becomes emotional, not purely logical. Fan reactions are about more than preference. They reflect deeply held values, national identity, and the politics of representation in global pop. One of the most striking aspects of SB19's rise is how the group handles criticism and comparison. Unlike some acts who respond defensively to online attacks
Yeah, man, SB19
or
doesn't...
engage in fan wars, SB19 has adopted a strategy of deliberate silence. They rarely comment on controversies.
Yeah, because they don't care, man. These are good people, so we have to do the dirty work for them. Mabait kasi tong taong to, kaya hindi nila deserve mabash ng out of nowhere.
Critics and peers alike. In an era where controversy often drives visibility, their quiet
Ang na, masyadong mahaba yung video niya for the, for the point ng title at thumbnail niya, no? O, di ba? Ang dami nitong 18, no? O. Ano mo yan? Tinatama yung mga mali mo. It would be nice if we'll refer it to C-pop now. Fuck that shit. P-pop malakas. Ano, bakit trip na yung C-pop? Southeast Asian pop? No. It should be P-pop. I'm sorry to say that shit. Bakit gusto nyo gawing C-pop? I don't get the point. Ano yun? Southeast Asian pop? Para lang matawag na yun. Hindi, Pinoy P-pop tayo, pre. Kaya nga merong J-pop, di ba? Merong mga kung ano man. Thailand pop, gano'n. Pinaghirapan natin yan, gagawin yung C-pop. Ano yun? Huwag kayo magpasilaw sa mga pangalan na yan, man. P-pop tayo, P-pop malakas. SB19 is good, bold and different in a good way. I don't even understand Tagalog, but I know that they're that good, diba? From Indonesia. Yung mga subscriber pa ako dito, si Gab Gab, oh, they're not copycat because they're also part of the K-pop training. Because SB19 didn't use any auto-tune. Bruh. In short, nasasapawan ng K-pop. Bakit ba? Meron ba talagang K-pop hate? Wala akong nakikita eh. Di naman nila kasi kayang i-hate ng SB19 kasi yung yung resibo nandyan, they're good. And they're nice people, man. Don't do that to us. Okay, tingnan natin yung ending niya.
Diversity, inclusion, and collaboration are becoming more valuable than strict hierarchy. This isn't about rivalry, it's about evolution. The global stage is expanding, and there's room for more than one spotlight. SB19's rise is proof that talent, discipline, and cultural identity can redefine boundaries, creating a future where multiple Asian pop systems thrive simultaneously.
Ewan ko sa'yo, anong sinasabi mo? Pero yeah, man, that's it. Akala ko may makikita akong comments na, ang ina niya, SB19, mga tanga. Akala ko ganun eh. Kasi G na ako sana eh. Pero, it's good na parang in-explain niya na ganito, ganyan, explain. Hindi wow, medyo clickbaity yung title. Pero guess ko naman, may point naman siya, no? Nang babash lang talaga ako kay, sinong channel na yan? BTS SB19. So that's it, man. Every time I'm gonna protect these boys because especially lalo na pag nasa tama sila, 'di ba? Hindi naman porket idol ko sila, dapat sila na suportahan palagi, sila na i-defend, no. Pag mali ang idol mo, you have to ano din, 'di ba? Kailangan mo ding wag kang maging hangal na sabay ka lang sa agos, 'di ba? Same lang yan sa pagboto, wag maging tanga na porket idol mo perpekto na. 'Di ba? Pero SB19 man, I know them, they're good people. They only have one goal is to chase their dreams, to be good performers. They don't care about the stupid shit na mga kung anong issues diyan. Gusto lang nilang sumakumanta, gusto lang nilang magpasaya. Yun lang yung gusto nilang gawin. So SB19 all the way, keep up all the way. And kung anong trip mo, kung K-pop trip mo, do your shit. It's your life, man. Have fun. So this is it. If you like this video, puta 27 minutes, no? Pinorward ko pa yon kasi ang dami kong sinasabi eh. If you like this video, man, subscribe. This has been Curse PH, and you must have been amazing. Yeah.